So in this video we will see how we can design an API using the RAML specification, which is the RESTful API modeling language. So this is a language to design the APIs, not to implement the APIs. The API implementation is in the flows. So for using this RAML in a very handy way, we can create a file in under resources. We can go to new, then click on file and save it as sample.raml, RAML, which is RESTful API modeling language. Click on finish. This is our RAML file. We can populate this file here, but this particular file is not going to show us any kind of help. So for the interactive web application, what we can do is we can try to what we can do is, so right now we are using 1.0 version of RAML. This is how you define the version of a RAML. Then you need to press Control and space button to get the suggestions from Anypoint Studio. But still, if you find that this particular UI is not really very much helpful, most of the time the developers find this UI very difficult to design a RAML specification. So what you can do is you can use the design center by instead of Anypoint Studio. So to open the design center, go to the browser, open up anypoint.mulesoft.com and log into your account, as we have created the account for this training. So we are opening our account and go to the design center, start designing. So here, as you can see, there are no project as such. So what we will do is we will click on create. So there are four options. You can create the entire Mule application here, or create a new application, or import an application, or you may create a API specification, which you can create in the RAML or in terms of fragmentation. So what we will do is we will click on create API specification just to define our RAML, which is RESTful API modeling language. So click on create API, type the name as sample.raml, click on code editor, language is RAML 1.0. You can select any other language also, but right now we are understanding what the RAML is, so I will select RAML 1.0 and save it to design center. Click on create specification. Now this web UI will give us the more interactive way of presenting a RAML. There is some error in this project. Okay, so now it has been created as sample. Click on the sample. Okay, so we are here now. So RAML 1.0 is our version. Then there is a title sample. So now if you click here, it will show you all the available options here. So this is more interactive than the Anypoint Studio. So what we will do is we will first try to use this docs. So I'll put the description. This is our sample RAML API design. Again, it will show us all the information. So we will have the version is 1.0. The version of our API, we can set it as 1.0.0 or something else, whatever we would like to have. The base URI for our application would be /hello. The protocols which this application will be using, this happens sometimes in the design center when we try to use the protocols, because it tries to load the HTTP protocol as soon as you type the HTTP there, or you select the HTTP as a protocol. It takes few seconds to get back to the UI, and then we will continue to design our API specification. So let's wait for it to come up. This is taking longer than usual, so I will reload this page once again and try to see if it is coming. My internet might get slow. Okay, so here it is. So in the protocols we can type HTTP and HTTPS both. Right now I will keep it to HTTP. Then we can have media type application/JSON. So you do not need to type anything, you just have to select everything. That is the beauty of this design center available in the Anypoint Platform Cloud. Then go to here. So here you can create your own data types also. So to create a new data type, you need to select the types. Then you need to select the name of the data type. So let us say I am typing the user. I am creating a type as user. So as you can see, there are these many types, and this is not the user is not a data type right now. The data types are string, number, integer, boolean, array, file, object, date only, time only, date time only, date time nil, and any. The user is not a type, so I am creating the user type. Once you type user, then you have to type the properties of user, and the first property is name, which we will say that it is required. We will type as true. Then there will be a data type for this name field, which will be defined as type space string, and the example will be like MuleSoft. Then there is another parameter, another property of type user. The name is ID. This is not required, but the type of this is integer, and the example which you can use here is as 100. So now the user is a data type for us. So let us create some API using this RAML specification. So we will select /hello. This is our API, or hello RAML to be more specific. Then we will have the method name. So let us say that for this hello RAML we have the post method, and we would like to define the properties of the method. Now post method has the body part. So I'll select body, and we will select the data type as user. Since we have defined this data type, we can have the string and all other data types also, but there is a new data type which is named as user, which is defined by us. Now since we have defined the body part in the RAML, we are going to define the responses now. So for the responses, we can put up the description also, display name also, the document for the documentation purpose, UI parameters, methods, and everything. But now we are going to define the responses. So for responses, the response is not allowed here. We will go to next. The responses is not allowed here also. We will go to next. Try to see if the responses are available here. Okay, so we have defined the post method and the body part, then the type is user. So before type we need to define whether what kind of input this body part is taking. So so we are adding at application/json and the type as user, which is our custom defined data types. Now we will define the responses. So first response is 200, which is the OK response. We like to define the body in 200, which will be of type which will be of application JSON, and the type will be user as we have already defined, right? We can do more responses also. For example, we can have 100, 101, 102 and all the HTTP responses whichever we would like to have. For the sake of this tutorial, we are completing this RAML by using this one only, this part only. Okay, so our RAML API specification is now available. What we have done here is the base URI is hello for all the RAMLs or all the APIs defined in this particular RAML. There is a data type named as user which has two properties, name and ID, where name is required, ID is optional. And there is one API defined which is hello RAML, which is a post API, and we are using the user data type in our API. So this is how we design the RAML specification.